Hey everyone, it's Libby from maighstirtarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people, the traditional custodians of the land on which these videos are made, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Absolute pleasure to have you along today. Runic tarot means heavy-hitting subject, fairly darkish. Let's see where this is going to go. Now, I just want to point out a couple of things. Apparently, KKK Levitt was really struggling at the press conference overnight. I keep getting, she's going to put her resignation on the table. But I think that the next one that'll actually be fired will be Cash Petal. That's just my vibe. And of course, then news has come out in regards to the DOJ have come out and said that now that Plastic Pam is no longer the Attorney General, she does not have to give evidence at the congressional hearing. We could see that coming from miles away. And I think I commented it on the other day that that's one of the, well, that's the reason why they've taken this route. Okay, what do I want to have a look at in this particular reading? I want to, and I'm just going to put out there as well. You know how at the Easter egg roll and the orange twerp up on the balcony, it was reported he went, "Where's Melania?" when he was literally standing right next to her, our lovely First Lady. The jawline was wrong. I would put money on that having been one of the many body doubles. I think there's about 3 or 4 already been identified. For example, at the funeral for Pope Francis, the Melania that was there was sort of all over the orange twerp like a rash. Speaking of rashes, the hips were too wide. That was not Melania either. So I suspect that's why in his adult brain, because even he knew it wasn't the one, the OG. That's why I think he was "Where's Melania?" and then something clicked in his mind. What I want to have a look at in this particular reading is I'm actually going to have a look at a dude called Itamar Ben Gvir. Now, I'm sure I've pronounced that incorrectly, that Gvir bit, G-V-I-R. Itamar Ben Gvir, B-E-N-G-V-I-R. My feels I read on this weeks ago as to, who was actually running the campaign and is not real at the moment. Now, I read on Orban in Hungary a few weeks ago as well. I'm just going to put pounds to pounds. I mean, Shady being over there giving pundits to Orban is going to backfire spectacularly. We know the support of anyone in the regime at the moment is just really not wanted. Oh, the look on the astronauts' faces when the orange twerp insisted on some stolen glory. You take the mic. No, you take the mic. No, it's yours. You take it. None of them wanted to talk to him. And the look on their faces, they were just like, oh, please, we can't get far enough away from this guy. But, okay, back onto topic. With Orban in Hungary, just be aware, my feels in my reading the other day had that he's going to lose really, really, really badly, but he's going to attempt a Putin-type steal. Oh, I got 98% of the votes. So let's see how that plays out. There's going to be a little bit of a battle going on there. And it may even be announced that he got 98% of the votes. But that's just pretty much blatant, straight out steel that Shady wishes he could have. But I want to have a look at Itamar Ben Gvir. I read the other day, and I have a couple of weeks ago, and I have mentioned it quite a few times. I don't think the Yahoo is still amongst us. If he is, he's in some sort of coma. But I don't think he's amongst us. He's very prolific social media son over in Florida, along with the missus who got dropped off there the other week, a month or so back. His very prolific social media son went quiet for a week, which is a traditional Jewish mourning period, and they keep trotting out these AI videos as proof of life. If he was actually alive, they wouldn't be trotting out these AI videos. Now, so my vibe is, and I read on it the other week, that Itamar Ben-Gvir is the one that is actually running the show in Is Not Real at the moment. And I really get that he's not listening to anybody, as in the ceasefire with Pakistan and the US and all the regime and Persia. No, they weren't involved, because I'm getting that he is on a red rage-fueled vendetta against Lebanon. Now, I googled him and brought up Wikipedia, and I'll just run through a few bits and pieces. I'm not getting why the Lebanese hatred. It's a deep rooted raging red vendetta hatred that he has for Lebanon for whatever reason. But looking through his Wikipedia page, he is a politician who served as the Minister of National Security since 2022, except for a very short gap in 2025. He is the leader of the far-right party called, well, it's the English version is Jewish Power. He's very anti-Arab, and he lives, I believe, in the occupied West Bank. So this was land stolen from the Palestinians, and his background lies in Kahanism. And the Kahanism is a violently racist movement that supports the expulsion of all Palestinians. He's got a long history of anti-Arab activism, leading to dozens of indictments and at least 8 convictions of crimes. He's criminal. Oh goodness, don't be he's one of these sort of puffy baby face looking things with glasses. Do not be distracted by that. So yeah, 8 convictions of crimes, including incitement to racism and support for and possession of propaganda for a well-known terrorist organisation. And his previous life, he was a lawyer who used to defend Jewish people being accused of extreme terrorism. He's a really, really nasty piece of work. He also apparently, allegedly, threatened on live television the Prime Minister Rabin shortly before his unaliving, his assessor. You know what I'm talking about, in 1995. So he, on live television, threatened the sitting Prime Minister of the day very shortly before he was unalived. And apparently he has a portrait in his living room of Baruch Goldstein, a terrorist and mass murderer. Calling in 2019, he called for the expulsion of all Arab citizens who were not from Israel. Is not real. And he's just really, really, really a nasty piece of work. Now, looking at his early life, he's the younger of 2 sons. He was born in Jerusalem from Iraqi Kurds. His parents were Iraqi Kurds. His mother, Kurdish Jewish, immigrated from Iraq. She was arrested by the British at the age of 14 for being involved in a terrorist organisation, and worked later as a homemaker. His father apparently, I'm just having a quick read of this. His parents were pretty much radicalized as well. But I'm not understanding the reason why this real anti-Lebanese, because he considers the lands of Lebanon to be part of Is Not Real. Okay, thank you, guides. Where do we go? Oh, okay. Apparently, the president of Is Not Real, Isaac Herzog, was heard in a hot mic comment uh, saying that the entire world was worried about Ben Gerver becoming a minister. This was back in 2022. And where do we go from here? He has a lot of security guards. He loosened firearm ownership, is not real firearm ownership. And okay, so the governments of United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and Norway announced that they have imposed travel bans and frozen Ben Gerver's assets for inciting settler violence. Right, let's see where we go. Sorry about this. Feel free to have a read. So I just, sorry, 10 minutes of me reading a Wikipedia. Oh, how boring. I hope you're still awake. But yeah, go and check it out. He's a very unpleasant person, and I feel he's the one that is behind the current attacks, etc., that have been carried out by Is Not Real. And it's like having a lunatic maniac in charge, okay, who will not listen to reason. He won't listen to reason, and he's just over the top is what I'm getting. Okay, let's have a look. Why is he like this? What happened? Why is he like this? Okay, so the first card out is the Seven of Cups, but I do go by the images. He was fed this from birth is what I'm getting. And from birth he was lauded as he was the second son, but it was like he was the chosen one. That he was lauded as being better, stronger, smarter, more capable than what he really was. I'd love to talk to one of his teachers at school, because I'm getting the image of one of his teachers being concerned about the arrogance of him. Okay. So I suspect he was, what he was fed from birth has fed into this. So why? What actually happened? The Nine of Swords. I'm just going to do it this way. The Nine of Swords. Now I know this can read like Pooty or Rusky down the bottom, but I'm getting fascism out of that. I'm seeing that as spelling fascism. With the knives in the back, he's carrying a huge, not guilt complex. What's the word for it? He's just got baggage like you wouldn't believe. Mental baggage. The stories that he was fed as a child, he's carrying this, he's got this massive intellectual baggage of victimization, like zealot type victimization, but it's actually a form of fascism. His victimization is so profound. Okay. Fed by his mother is what I'm getting there with that Queen of Swords. Fed by his mother because of the way she was treated. She felt like she lost everything. She was an Iraqi Jew. I'm really getting that I'm getting witch, like accusations of witch vibes here. Not SA, if I say SA, abuse, you know what I'm talking about. I'm getting real, this insane defiance at, it's where it's coming from. It's come from his mother. And that I mean, you only have to look at that card to know that she's carried this sword of her truth, which is this energy tied to the post, threatened with burning. I'm pretty sure she was probably handed around. Can I put it that way? Which sounds absolutely ghastly. I'm really drawn, and I can't say I've noticed these before, even though I use these cards all the time. Look at all the people in the background standing around doing nothing. Nothing. Not coming to her rescue, not saving her. So that's what I'm getting. It came from his mother with the you have to before they do type scenario, because nobody is going to come to your help. And I'm really getting tied up, possibly burnt, and I'm feeling cigarette butts, and I'm feeling handed around. And you don't need me to explain any further what I mean by that. That's the vibe I'm getting. Okay. And out of that, she's taken on this, determined with her truth. Nobody will ever do that to me ever again. I will never allow myself to be in that position again. So this is from birth. It's been, you do it to them first, or they will do it to you. Stabbing in the back, stabbing, betrayal, which is pretty much what fascism is. The Three of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles. Secret planning behind the scenes, discussions and meetings and agreements to go in and just rape and pillage and destroy. I mean, these are Viking ships attacking far-flung, foreign shores. The Ace of Swords and the Queen of Wands. Right, he might be held legally accountable. And I feel like this Queen of Wands, she's my next is not real Prime Minister or leader, but this could also be strategy about actions, because we've got planning next, the Two of Wands, planning, and we've got then from the knee of his mother. I know this is the Russia card as well, but I'm getting from the knee of his mother. He was taught that he could turn the wheel of fate. That's what I'm getting. We've got here the Lovers. And I'm not saying him and his mother were lovers or anything like that, but she's got this dominance over him. It's an unbalanced relationship from birth. Again, from childhood birth. I can't even see his father in the picture here. I don't know who his father is. I'll have to look into it. And then you've got the Sun, which I'm feeling is very much prepared to do anything. This may also be she made him feel like the sun shone out of him night and day. He could do no wrong since birth with this unhealthy, unbalanced relationship. And the Sun card, can be about exposure, but this is like you are my shining light, you can do no wrong, you are just this naivety about this glorification. Oh boy. Her strength, her power over him, it's not going to end well with that Five of Pentacles. Death, destruction. Seeing what was next. Yeah, so that's why now that's what the cards are telling me about why he is like he is. It wasn't his father. It wasn't his. It was 100% from the knee of his mother. How's this going to go for Ben Gerver? So I get that. I thought the other day. Now I didn't really look into who he was. How's it going to go for him? Right, he defended the perpetrators of the 2015 Dumarassan attack, in which vigilante settlers firebombed the home of a family in a Palestinian village, resulting in the death of an 18-month baby and its parents. He was seen at the wedding of a couple related to the perpetrators, in which the wedding involved waving of guns and a photograph of a Palestinian toddler that was killed. It was just, he's just an awful, awful piece of work. How's it going to turn out for him? So he's got very much just zealot, insane zealot energies. What else has happened? Apparently his father passed away while the father's carer was on holidays, was away, and they sued the carer, claiming that if they hadn't gone on holidays, his father wouldn't have died. They're just awful. Just him and his wife is very similar. I'm just going to say his wife is very similar to him, but he's got this rabid, blanket focused zealotry, isolated, and betrayal, to try and keep a lid on the devil. I think he's overreached. I think even those within is not real are over him. Got the Queen of Cups and an investigation into the devil. You've got the guardrails of governance. The could be the president, or it could be the government of the in is not real, is trying to prevent him with these guardrails here. But he's not taking any notice. Okay, when was he born? 6th of May, which would make him a Taurus. So it's, oh gosh, he's only 49. So he's not, the King of Cups that was next is not him. Okay, let's have a look. What's going to happen to Ben Gerver? Right, there is work happening behind the scenes. Eight of Pentacles, working behind, a lot of hard work being done. Got this loss of life and destruction and the Strength card. They all threw out. But a compassionate strength, finding himself isolated and exposed. And there's that King of Cups again that I didn't show just before. He's being isolated and then exposed for his just bonkers. He's just bonkers. What's going to happen? So I keep getting that it's this guy. What's going to happen to him? Entertainment only. Merely throwing a few cards on a blue towel down under on a sunny day. Don't come for me. What's going to happen to this guy? What's going to happen to him? I think even the IDF have had enough of him. Come on down, let's have a look. Right, Knight of Wands. Inflammatory information coming forward. Could also be trying to charge forward but being held back. What's going to happen to him? Challenged by the protection. Okay. I'm wondering if this is an unaliving that is foiled due to, because apparently he's got multiple bodyguards around him. You've got his mother there, mother issues, his mother. The energy that he's in is basically from his birth. His head was filled that he is the chosen one and cannot fail. In the past, you've got this work going on behind the scenes. What's going to happen to him? This might be his supporters in the past. And Ace of Wands crowning it. I think he wants to make all of Lebanon part of Is Not Real. Like plant the stuff in the land and just burn it to the ground. The Three of Pentacles in the immediate future. This is a determination to hammer this out. But he's by himself here. Usually it's three people working together, but no, this figure's on his own crusade. Externally, I suspect that's his mother. I'm assuming she's still alive, but this is living the life of luxury as the warrior woman with all her trappings around her. Internally, moving forward, pushing forward. But here's Temperance. This could also be the wealthy of Is Not Real, wanting to move on from this and restore balance. But I think this is his mother. His determination to push forward. Again, the only one in the boat. He's not listening to anybody else. He's only listening to, okay, thank you. He's only listening to those who support him. I think the president of Is Not Real is actually trying to rein him in, but not succeeding. You've got Temperance here. Right, the outcome for him. 4 choices that he was fed. There's that from birth card. And then the 9 of Cups, the plotting behind the scenes. And then the King of Wands, action being taken. And karma catching up and biting him on the bum, the Wheel of Fortune. He thought he controlled the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune, perhaps, unless this is him striding forward in fiery action, determined to burn the place down because he believes he's in charge of fate and fortune, because there's the burnt at the stake 5 and the dictator for life Emperor. Oh, gosh, this is scary. He sees himself as the ultimate star. This is actually, so from birth and childhood, he's been planning this day to take fiery action, believing that the fates were his to control because of what he's never going to allow himself to be in this position when no one, it's like I had to attack first, otherwise they would attack me. And then the Emperor. What's going to happen to him? Well, I think I might going to have to ask this question again, because this is from his point of view, his intention of what he is planning. Emperor for life, dictator for life, because he thinks he is the star and the only one that can defeat, can protect. Remember, this is what he was being fed from the knee. The only one that can protect against the threat of the beast. Oh, he's just wacko. He's just insane. Is he going to get taken out? Is he going to get stopped? Is there any way this guy is going to be stopped? Is he going to be stopped? Okay. Judgment. Eight of Swords. Hierophant. Look behind the scenes. Queen of Cups. Four of Pentacles. Setting fire to, just setting fire to everything. Okay. I can see what's going to happen, but my guides are saying don't say it, don't warn them. Don't warn them. Don't warn, because you never know who is watching these videos. Just know that he will be stopped. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. That was have a bit of a brush off. Okay, love to you all. Take care. Bye-bye.